Foo Fighters tier list chronologically. Here we go. The first Foo Fighters album, recorded by Dave Grohl as a sort of emotional release for himself after Kurt Cobain's suicide. This Is a Call is on this album. I'll Stick Around is on this album. The video for Big Me was the parody of the Mentos commercial, The Fresh Maker. This album sold well. It was nominated for a Grammy. It set the stage for a lot of things to come, and a very listenable album. 1997, The Color and the Shape. This is the first Foo Fighters album with an actual band. It wasn't just all Dave Grohl. It was all Dave Grohl on the first Foo Fighters album. The Color and the Shape was nominated for a Grammy. Monkey Wrench is on this album. Everlong, My Hero, Walking After You. This album was a top 10 album. It was a double platinum album. February Stars is a good song. Another solid Foo Fighters album. I don't see how you could have enjoyed the first album and then be disappointed with The Color and the Shape. It's a good album. There is nothing left to lose. This is the first album in which Taylor Hawkins made any appearance. This album won a Grammy for Best Rock Album in 2001, Learn to Fly. This is when the band really started to break through more to the mainstream, if you want to concern yourself with that. But that Foo Fighters sound arguably grew beyond being a 90s post-grunge alternative rock band. Breakout is a banger. Next Year's a great song. Ain't It the Life almost has some yacht rock vibes to it. I think the Foo Fighters do, what you call mellow-ish rock pretty well, when it's what they set out to do. Also, if you picked up the Learn to Fly CD single, it had their cover of Have a Cigar, the Pink Floyd song, was on There Is Nothing Left to Lose. I think, in my opinion, this is the first album where they really, from start to finish, knocked it out of the park. So that one gets an A. One by One in 2002. This won the Grammy for Best Rock Album in 2004. To this point, their heaviest album. During the making of this album, there was a lot of conflict. Times Like These is one of their best songs, in my opinion, and I think that might have reflected sort of a positivity that Grohl was trying to have in spite of everything that was going on during the making of the album. Dave Grohl is like rock music's original aspirational LinkedIn post musician, isn't he? There are a lot of Dave Grohl lyrics that are meme-worthy in that context, if you think about it. Brian May from Queen played the guitar in Tired of You, by the way. Now, here's the thing. By trying to go really heavy, I really kind of feel like they lost something on this album. This is still a good Foo Fighters album, but it was, for me, even though Times Like These was on it, they're good songs. There are always good songs on a Foo Fighters album. Don't act like there aren't. 2005, In Your Honor. This was a double album. Now, just my opinion, it's twice as hard for a double album to be half as good as a regular album. At least if it's a studio album, by the way, like Pink Floyd's The Wall is an exception. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. When I was coming of age musically, an album, an 8-track, a cassette, or whatever, the average length of an album was like 30 minutes, maybe 35, maybe 40. You get the occasional 45-minute album every now and then. Either way, you could put one album on one side of a TDK SA90 and another album on the other side. There were no such thing as really long albums back then. You could get together with a few of your buds, and in a couple of hours' time, you could listen to 2 or 3 albums. Then CDs came out, and everyone decided that all that available space should be filled up. And all of a sudden, albums started getting really long. In Your Honor is an 83-minute double album. The harder tracks are on one disc, and then the more, mellower songs are on the other disc. The other disc is more acoustic. So I guess you could decide which Foo Fighters album you wanted to listen to. I guess it was okay. I guess the idea was there was pick a favorite album. Just pick one. Norah Jones is on this record. John Paul Jones from Led Zeppelin is on this. Best of You is a great song that takes a really long time to end. Like the end of the song is like 30 seconds long. Former drummer, that ending does kind of kick a lot of ass. I think that's a C because I struggle with double albums. Echo, Silence, Patience, and Grace was released in 2007. It won the Grammy for Best Rock Album. In my opinion, it's the most well-balanced album in their catalog, playing best to their strengths, at least up to that point. The Pretender is a top 10 all-time Foo Fighters track. It was number 1 for 18 weeks on the Billboard Modern Rock Tracks chart. That's 4 months, people. Long Road to Run's a great song. Home is a great song. Let It Die is a great. It's an A. That's a solid Foo Fighters album. In 2011, Butch Vig produced this album, so you got your Nirvana connection. Again, another Grammy for Best Rock Album. Lemmy is a guest artist on this album. Rope is a great song. These Days, Walk, Bridges Burning. This is everything you'd expect from a Foo Fighters album. It's very, very good, but it's not on that A tier. It's a good album, though. Sonic Highways from 2014. Something for Nothing. I'm a River. Outside. Congregation. 2014 marked the band's 20th anniversary. Sonic Highways was not just an album they released, it was also an HBO documentary that went along with it about how each of the songs drew some sort of inspiration from the cities in which they were recorded. I loved the concept of this. I thought the album was very, very strong. If you look at the album's sales and critical reception, I kind of break with the pack a little bit on this album. I'm not sure how I feel about the album cover, and I've had 10 years to make up my mind. Sonic Highways is an A. I think that's a great album, a great concept for an album, a great album, and 8 songs. Just give me 8 great songs. I don't need 75 minutes. In 2017, Concrete and Gold. I just did not feel this album. It debuted at number 1. A lot of people did like it. The Sky is a Neighborhood? The band described this album as where hard rock extremes and pop sensibilities collide, as if Slayer recorded Pet Sounds or Motorhead did Sgt. Pepper. It is arguably the band's closest thing to being a progressive rock album, really, which for me, you'd think would be good for bonus points. I do think Make It Right is a really good song, but for me, this is the weakest album in their catalog. 2021, Medicine at Midnight. I was not sure how I felt about the first single, Shame Shame. That took a minute to grow on me. I had to see them do that on Saturday Night Live before somehow I felt like I got it. Making a Fire is a great song. No Son of Mine is a very, very angry song. Waiting on a War is a very sad song. That song, by the way, did win a Grammy in 2022 for Best Rock Song. Omar Hakim plays on this album, which I think is pretty cool. It's a good Foo Fighters album. I wouldn't say it's a great Foo Fighters album in 2023, but here we are. This is the first album since the passing of Taylor Hawkins. Dave Grohl plays all the drums on the album. The Foos describe this album as 10 songs that run the emotional gamut from rage and sorrow to serenity and acceptance and myriad points in between. Rescued rocks as hard and as well as any other Foos rocker. Show Me How features harmony vocals with Grohl's daughter Violet. I thought that song hits. It hit me anyway. There's something about New Beginnings that I think brings out the best in Dave Grohl. It seems like there's just a new energy when there's sort of a new start to the band. I'm tempted to put it in the C's because the album cover, come on! The album cover is just lame. It's just, sure, why does this album cover just suck? Is that a nod to the White Album in some sort of a way? So there you go, Foo Fighters. The studio albums, I didn't do any of the EPs. I certainly didn't do the Greatest Hits package. I didn't do any of the EPs that were all numbers. So there you go. I hope you like. Tier List Tuesday, every Tuesday. New Rock Friday is every Friday, and I cover a lot of news in between. Support your local record store. You can subscribe to the No Time to Rock playlist on Spotify. That's constantly being updated. I don't just wait till one day of the week. When I discover something I think belongs in that playlist, it goes on the playlist. Thank you so much for watching. Like and subscribe. Leave a comment. Do you agree, disagree with my feelings about the Foo Fighters albums? And whatever you do, however you do it, don't you ever stop rocking.